Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining my co host Mary and I for another Spiritual Learning Thursday. Every Thursday, we go over a different topic. After we play the video on the topic, we'll take any questions that anyone has and we'll try to answer them the best that we can. If you have any ideas on what you would like to learn about in the next upcoming videos, please leave a comment. We will be with you shortly. If you would be so kind as to take this time to give a like and share out the video, it would be greatly appreciated. Sit back, enjoy the show. Thank you so much again for coming. Hey everyone, welcome in. I hope you're all doing well. Face app? I don't know what that is. Oh, you mean my little AI pictures? Yeah. I do love my AI pictures. It's um it's just a picture app though, like, you know, does all different things. I don't know what face app is though. Doorbell's ringing. um since I'm not expecting anyone, probably I don't know. The mailman, maybe. I don't know. Anywho, I hope you guys are well. There's two of you. It's probably me and Colt only. Um, I probably should share. Should we share? Today we're gonna watch a video. We're gonna do zodiac. Um, we're gonna do the zodiac. I don't know. Mary's supposed to join me. So here's Mary. I thought you forgot about me. Are you there, Mary? Oops. She's having technical difficulties. Hold on. I have somebody at the door.
Can you hear me now?
All right, I'll see you later.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
All right, guys. Sorry, it was my sister dropped off some vegetarian food. So, yeah. There I am. I'm back.
Hello,
Hi,
can you hear me?
everybody. I could hear you now.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
I put it on, and I thought, she put me up her yet? And finally, I looked, and I was like, well, I guess I need to say something. Maybe
Yes.
it dawned on me I didn't fix the sound thing on it. I'm like, okay.
Hi, James. How are you?
Hi, Colt. Hi, James.
Um, yeah, sorry. Sometimes the doorbell rings. I think it's just like Amazon or something. They're dropping something, or usually solicitors or something, get Spectrum, get Verizon, change your gas company. So I normally don't answer the door. I let it, but then my
Well,
sister started yelling, "Are you there?" I said, "Oh
if
shit."
I drop out, it's because of storms, because
Hi, Krista.
naturally it's storming again, off and on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a gorgeous day
We
today.
had one
I hope
go
you
through about,
well.
I don't know, an hour and a half ago,
Mm.
but there's more coming. That's all it's doing around here is raining. Hi,
Oh,
Inch girl. I don't know what your real name is. I have to call you that. I'm sorry, but oh well.
yeah. That's Krista.
Krista. Oh, okay. Is that the Krista that's on our game?
Yes.
Oh, Lord, how mercy. Want somebody to clue me in? Hi, Krista. Nice to meet you for the first time. I feel like I'm meeting you for the first time.
Yep. I got myself busy today. Well, I wasn't supposed to be busy, but then my best friend was like, "Can we sit outside for a few minutes?" I go, "Yeah, okay." So I took my coffee, I sat outside. What? A few minutes turned into 2 hours.
Yep,
And then
that's
I was
how
like,
it
"Oh,
is
I
when you
gotta
get
get
the best friend.
milk for coffee." So now I gotta go to the store.
Mine
So
would go for like days though. I get whether it's like I stay overnight, it just keeps going, and
well, we
yeah.
live right around the corner from each other, so we don't have to stay overnight. But still,
No,
it's like,
I mean it's not like that either. I mean, we lived up the street from each other, and I
yeah.
still would stay. We'd sit and watch Christmas movies together, and eat potato chips, and eat ice cream, and stuff that we
Aw.
would do whenever we wasn't out partying or whatever. And that's just stuff that we enjoy doing, and we didn't have to talk. We just sit there and watch TV.
Yes, Coach, we did. We're also friends on Facebook, Mary. Yeah, get with it, Mary.
Do what?
Krista says we're also friends on Facebook, Mary.
Well, I know, but I didn't.
She
I
didn't
didn't put.
associate
I'm
your channel
sorry, I
name
didn't put two and two
with your
together.
other name. Yeah.
I mean, it ain't like she goes around and calls herself NH girl on Facebook. She don't. So I mean,
I know. I'm just messing with you.
it's not like I mean,
Yep.
Well, I knew we
So,
were friends on Facebook, and I knew Krista, but I didn't put two and two together that she just who this was.
yeah, yeah, who she was.
No.
Correct. So
So
Mary,
just gonna have to admit,
Mary has done extensive research on this topic for today. Probably more than me. No, I'm
I'll
kidding.
let you what Cole put.
I've done a video, so we're gonna talk about. I thought it was interesting. It's hard to find spiritual stuff, but whenever I find something that I find is interesting, I want to do it for Thursday. We do it. So I thought it was interesting because I saw a few people. So I was just looking up about deities, and it was saying how the Greeks associate some of their deities, like part of the 12 champions, with the zodiac. And, when people were born and what deity rules that sign. And I thought it was so interesting. So I did a little video on it, and I figured we talk about how you guys feel about zodiac and astrology, how it tunes into spirituality or the universe. People believe in it or they don't. It's all you know everybody has different views on it. So I figured it'd be a good topic of conversation. Rough
Well,
night
see,
and getting
it is.
upset.
We'll talk about it afterwards on how I feel about it
Oh, I'm sorry, Krista.
after the
Oh yeah,
video.
we'll play the video first. Yeah.
I'm sorry you had a rough night, Kristen, but I bet the drinks made you feel a little better. But you always have, the problem with drinking is the next morning when you wake up, you got a headache, and plus your problems are still there. But on a standpoint of sometimes you look at it differently, like with an open eye instead of closed eye. I mean, I don't know if she did, but I
Well,
had
you know what it is
I had a
too.
few
If it's
times like
something
that.
that sometimes things upset you so much in the moment that you need something to calm down a little.
Right, right.
You sleep on it and you wake up. Sometimes you just look at things from a different light anyway. Like
Uh,
sometimes in even relationships, you would cry yourself to sleep because you were pissy at, your
the
boyfriend.
last time,
But then when you wake up the next morning, it doesn't seem as bad as it was the night before for whatever reason.
right.
Maybe you were overly tired. Maybe, there was other things that compiled your mood the day before. So
I
sometimes it's
remember being
okay.
upset one time, and stuff, and I just had a rough day, and I just was fed up with a lot of crap, and it's for my kids and stuff. But I decided to go out. I had a few drinks. I thought, okay, I'll stop it too, because I never was a drinker. Frank can tell you. I just It's just something I just didn't do. I could go out and drink iced tea and have a great time, just as if I had drank 20 drinks.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got plastered. I mean, wall to wall plastered. I drove myself home. Don't know how I did that, but I did. I had railroad ties, and everybody knows what railroad ties are. I had them that aligned my driveway. I drove over top, and I lived in a trailer, mind you. And I drove over top of them into my yard, hit the stairs that goes into my house that went into my trailer, moved them away from the trailer by about, I don't know, 2, 3 feet. How I got in the house, I have no idea because I'm short legged. I mean, my legs are short. I had to jump from the stairs to the house to get in. Probably laughing my ass off doing it. And mind you, it's chilly out. It's in like November, I think it was, somewhere in there. It was like getting cold weather. It was chilly out. Well, I didn't have no heat or nothing on in the house, but thank God because it would have ran all night anyway. But I opened the door, I get in the house, whatever, and I started dropping clothes from the door to the bedroom. I fall in the bed, I guess, and I get up the next morning. I'm like, man, I'm freezing. What in the freaking hell, man? I started picking my clothes up all the way down the hallway, and I get to the door, and the door's standing wide open,
Oh.
and I look outside. I even left my I even left my car keys in the car. Thank God I didn't leave it running. But I looked, I couldn't even get out of the house. I'm like, how am I going to get out of the house? Because I hit my stairs. And thank God my mom lived across the street, but then I had to call my mom and tell her how I did it, which wasn't a good thing. It wasn't a good morning. I'm with you like that. But that's the last time I ever got drunk, and the only time I ever drunk and drove, and drove myself home. It I didn't live. Thank God I didn't live that far from the bar. but I must have known how to get myself home. I don't know, but I did it.
Oh,
But
I don't know.
thank
That
God,
happened.
thank God I
That
made it
happened.
home. It didn't hurt nothing or nobody.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, that happened to me, but not. I wasn't driving because I never drove. I drove a little bit when I was younger, up until like maybe 17, and then something happened that I said, no, I don't want to drive anymore. I live in New York. I don't have to drive. There's plenty of shit around. I don't need to know how to drive.
I didn't
And that
have to
was
drive
then
either. Somebody
that.
else would have drove me home, but no, they're all just decided I was going to drive myself home.
Right. But so because I didn't drive, right? Um, it didn't matter how much I drank. But I wasn't a big drinker anyway. So I had went out with my son's father at the time. We went to a work event that I had at my job. And, they had drinks. He drank, whatever. He seemed fine, his kind of normally self, just a tinge, maybe. You know, I think maybe when the air hits you, all of a sudden it becomes worse. I don't know, like when you take yourself out of the atmosphere. Um, but so anyway, so um, he seemed fine. We got into the car, and like all of a sudden his demeanor changed, turns on the car, we start going. And I'm like, not saying anything because he's not. And I'm like, damn, what the
Hi,
fuck
our
happened?
adventures. Oh, go ahead.
You know? And we get to near Shea Stadium on the highway, and there is a turn that you have to make to get on to where we were going to College Point. And so there was this turn where, it was a big brick wall. Otherwise, you'd fall out onto the street, the cars, if there wasn't the brick wall, right?
Right.
Got so close to the wall that I screamed. And he's like, "What? What? Why are you yelling?" I'm like, "You almost knocked us off the wall. You're gonna fucking kill us. Don't you know how to drive?" Not registering that he must have been so fucking drunk, right? It wasn't registering because he seemed fine, like I said, when we left and everything. It was only in the car that he was like kind of quiet, but still not like, whatever. We get home, he gets in the house, he sits down, he's out. He wakes up an hour later, he's like, "How the fuck are we home?" He goes, "Did we call a cab?" I go, "What the fuck are you talking about? You drove us home." He goes, "I don't remember getting in the car." I was like, "Oh my God." I'm like, yo, he has no memory of it. I'm like, "You almost killed us going around the turn. I was screaming at you." He's like, "I don't remember none of that
Well,
shit."
I have to say, I don't remember. Like, there's some things of that night that it took me a long time to remember. Um, I mean,
Hi, Regina.
it was just something that I didn't do. I just, nobody ever worried about me drinking and driving because I didn't do it. It's just something I never did. And if I did drink, I'd only have one or two and I'd stop. On this night, it was totally different. Like I said, I'd had a bad day and I'd had my boyfriend had left to go back home, and that was part of it. And the other part was just had a bad day at work, and it just was rough. And I was feeling like, you know, everything was on my shoulders all at once, and I
Yeah.
decided that I had to forget about all of it and have a good time, and I did.
Oh, yeah. And you've got everything that came after it, too.
I'm lucky I lived, but yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Hey, I checked my car and everything because I walked all the way around it the next day and everything, making sure that, I'm like, okay, I got to check my car because, I don't know if I hit anybody or anything, or whatever. So, but lucky I didn't have no scratches or nothing on it. So
Yeah.
I was good. Anyway, let's get back to our subject we started on.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Crystal got
There's
us sidetracked drinking.
there's 6 people in, so I guess we'll start the video. Thursdays are usually slow. We don't get as many people as the other days, but I like
It's because of
Thursdays.
me. They don't want to come hear me talk. No, I'm joking.
No, that's not the case. People are working. Um, Evie said she's sorry. She has She has a sugar test she has to do today. Um, so yeah, so that's
Yeah,
what happened
it's
there.
like your
What
afternoon or
and I
morning
wonder
there.
what happened to Miss Kelly hasn't been here yesterday or today, which is super strange. I hope Miss Kelly's okay. I'm gonna have to message her after this because I don't know what happened to Miss Kelly. Hopefully it's just a work thing, or maybe she's out at the. Sometimes she has to take a trip over to her doctor's out of town. So hopefully it's something normal. Yeah, because I haven't seen her the last few days. I don't even know that she was at if she was at Eddie and Jen's on Sunday. I don't remember now.
Um, I don't remember her being there.
Yeah, so it's been a few days now. So we'll have to check on her.
Huh.
I do this sometimes. I get it in my head, okay, and then I have to go check on people.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
leave
not
a
so
message
I'm
for her.
not stalking you guys. I just, you guys are like my family. So if I don't see you and something seems weird to me, I'm gonna message you on
I do the same thing.
Messenger. I'm gonna track you down somewhere and be like, "Where are you? Okay? Where the fuck are you? What are you doing?" That's just me. I'm not stalking
Boomer,
you.
are you
I,
lurking?
I just love you all. Okay.
Boomer lurking? I bet he is.
um.
He's probably
I
thinking, your
don't.
girls don't shut up long enough to watch the video. I
Well,
hear
no.
him
I
already.
usually
Don't
don't start till a half
follow
hour
the
in because
video.
I don't want anybody to miss it. But here we go. Let's see if I could set you up here
All right, I'm gonna mute.
with this. I gotta spin you around. Turn me around. No, how does that song go? I don't know. Gotta turn it all about. Now I gotta go to my layout. Okay, and then we'll make this, I don't know, a little square for now. So, aha. So that we can watch this now. This is like super production, right? Meanwhile, it's just to turn the camera around and aha, and to to face it at another phone. So silly. I really would need one of those necks that kind of what do you call it? That those necks that can kind of spin or flex. The flexi necks. Yeah, that's what we need. Alrighty. Ha. All right. There we go. Hello, and thank you for joining us. Today we're going over the Greek god or goddess that rules your zodiac. Let's find out about it. Did you know that every zodiac sign has a Greek god or goddess that rules over them? That's because all zodiac signs have an assigned planetary ruler, and each planet is connected to a deity. It's believed that people under each zodiac sign possess certain traits or skills thanks to their ruling deity. Let's find out what special gifts we have been blessed with. Let's start with the first sign of the zodiac, which is Aries. Your planetary ruler is the Greek god Ares, spelled Ares, otherwise known as the god of war. Because of this, you've been blessed with extraordinary courage and the ability to stand up for yourself and others in a way that most people shy away from. You're not fearless, no one is, but courage exists in a place of fear, not outside of it. You have the strength to look your greatest obstacles straight in the eye, knowing that even if you're afraid of them, you can still confront them and succeed. Taurus, your planetary ruler is Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love and beauty. Because of this, you have a certain charm that others might not even be able to put their finger on. Even at your most grounded and straightforward, there is a certain charisma about you that others find disarming and likable. You're likely to get what you want without really trying. People tend to accommodate you without you having to ask. Gemini, your planetary ruler is Hermes, the messenger of the Greek gods. It is no surprise to anyone that you have an interesting creative way of communicating your thoughts and feelings, as well as the ability to connect deeply with others through conversation. You instinctively understand people's speech patterns almost as soon as you meet them, and you can bring out the talkative side of even the shyest, most introverted person. People feel seen and heard with you. Cancer, your planetary ruler is Artemis, the Greek goddess of the hunt, wild, nature, and the moon. Because of this, you have a strong bond with nature, much stronger than your peers, whether you realize it or not. You likely feel at home around animals, almost as if you can communicate with them directly and can tame even the most wild beast. You're likely amazing at helping plants thrive too. Leo, your planetary ruler is Apollo, the Greek god of music, poetry, and prophecy. Because of this, you likely have a strong connection to your inner creativity. You might even feel like you have a direct connection with the muses themselves. You have the ability to turn just about anything into art, and this gift allows you to connect with others on a whole new level. Virgo, your planetary ruler is Hermes, the messenger god. While you share this ruler with Gemini, the gifts this Greek god gives you differs. You, in particular, are blessed with his cunning and wit. You have the ability to see through others' lies and cut through their defenses with your words. Paired with your earth sign groundedness, this gift gives you the ability to outsmart your foes while keeping your own sense of wisdom and humility in check. Libra, your planetary ruler is Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love and beauty. While you share this ruler with Taurus, the gifts you receive look different from your earth sign counterpart. You specifically are blessed romantically. You have an allure that compels potential partners to you, making love quite easy for you to obtain. In fact, you might at times have too many people interested in you, as they are unable to resist the veil of glamour Aphrodite has cloaked you in. Scorpio, your planetary ruler is Hades, the Greek god of the underworld and riches. While this might feel like a scary ruler to have, he does bring you plenty of blessings. You have a rather transformative quality, able to manifest and change things at your will. You might also feel like you have a deep connection with spirits and the afterlife, able to connect with those beyond the veil in ways others can't. Sagittarius, your planetary ruler is Zeus, a Greek god of the sky, law and order, as well as king of the gods. This powerful ruler has a lot to offer, especially in the way of luck. Thanks to his powerful disposition, he is able to bless you with abundance and positivity. Because he is the law of the sky, you also have a lot of luck in the way of travel. The horizon is endless for you, both physically and metaphorically. Capricorn, your planetary ruler is Kronos, the leader of the Titans, who overthrew his father and was later overthrown by his own son. Because of this, Capricorns have been gifted power, the innate ability to lead, control, and persevere. People perceive you as someone worthy of following, and they listen to and trust your authority. Others inherently recognize your ability to move mountains. Aquarius, your planetary ruler, is Uranus, one of the oldest deities, who personifies the skies and the heavens. Because of this, you have been blessed with an expansive view that goes beyond your slice of reality or even the world around you. You likely feel as connected to the past and the future as the present, and you have the ability to see the larger picture even when those around you seem blind to it. Pisces, your planetary ruler is Poseidon, Greek god of the sea, storms, earthquakes, and horses. Because he rules over many cruel and brutal realities, he has blessed you with the strength to weather through them, as well as to help guide others through them as well. You are able to absorb the tremors of hardship, and while you aren't immune, you are able to process and integrate them into your life in ways that others struggle to do. Do not be afraid of the depths of life because you have the power to swim through them. Astrology offers symbolic insights into human behavior through zodiac signs. Astrology provides a framework for understanding personality and motivations, supporting self-discovery. The zodiac and archetypal traits. Each zodiac sign is associated with certain characteristics, often described in broad terms. For example, Aries is known for its boldness and leadership, Taurus for its steadiness and the love of comfort, Gemini for its curiosity and adaptability. These traits are generalized, but many people identify with them on a personal level. This connection isn't necessarily random. Astrology taps into archetypes, which are universal symbols that have existed across cultures and time. Archetypes are universal recurring patterns of behavior, symbols, or characters that appear in various stories and cultures, representing fundamental human experiences and motivations. They can be used in diverse fields like astrology, psychology, literature, and branding to understand human behavior, create compelling narratives, and develop effective marketing strategies. The term comes from ancient Greek and means original pattern. In psychology, Carl Jung theorized that archetypes are innate thought and behavior patterns that emerge from the collective unconscious and appear in dreams, mythology, and fairy tales. An example of archetypes, the hero, characterized by courage, determination, and the desire to prove their worth. Let me know what you think. Do you believe in the zodiac and astrology? Tell me down in the comments below. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. And if you like this content, check out our spiritual learning playlist for more. We'll see you soon. Okay. No, Diane, I think you came in the middle, but we had all of them. We did have all of them. It went through all the deities for all the signs. That little part at the end with just the three was just examples of the archetype. Let's change the style here back to how we had it here, and there we go. There's Mary. All right. Oh, I'm still backwards. Hello. Hello, camera. What you doing? All right, now we're still backwards. How many times I gotta change it? Hmm. Oh, listen, front facing. I found myself. I found myself. Yeah, here we go. Mm-mm. Okay, there we go. I stepped outside to have a smoke. That's probably when you missed it. Have to go to a place for blood work. Oh, I was late. Yeah, but all that was in the beginning. Right. Oh, we lost Mary. She pressed buttons. Huh, okay. Oh, yeah. I'm just normal looking today because I went out with my friends, so I did dress just a little, but not too much. I did get dressed just a little, but not too much. Oh, thank you, Scott. There you are, Mary.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Hi, Diane.
Hmm. Yep. So I know
Hi, Scott.
Mary had some feedback. I totally believe. I don't. It's funny because I'm an Aries. When they say it's the god of war, and everybody's like, "Oh, that doesn't go with you because you hate fighting." I said, "Yes, I hate fighting. I don't like starting fights. Once fights are started, I try to put an end to them, right?" I said, "However, if you start a war with me, I'm fighting back. Like, there's no two ways about it. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and let you kill me. So, yeah, so it is like, it's not really the fighting part, it's what you need to fight, right? Like, stand up for yourself, to be very passionate in what you believe in, which I do all that. Yeah, I could believe he's a good, like, I have some traits from that deity according to my zodiac. What do you think, James? Since James is an Aries too, I think the God of War has blessed you with anything.
My mom was an Aries. My mom, she was a take no crap.
Hmm.
Stood up for herself, stood up for her family. This woman had no fear.
Yeah,
Um, if she did, she never showed it. And I'm not saying this because she's my mom. I
right.
am telling you, this woman could throw down like no other. Must be where I get it, but I don't know. But I'm just saying that she just loved her family and
Yeah, and
loved
she
her
was
friends
passionate
and
on what she believed in,
right. And
and
she's
I
very
could tell
loyal
from the way
and
she stamped around my kitchen that time she wanted to give you a message and you weren't listening to her.
right. She yeah, she's very like I said, she was very straight to the point, very would tell you what she thought in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
She didn't do it to be mean, but if she thought you deserved it, she could chew you out in a heartbeat. No, she wouldn't think twice about it. But
yeah,
she also was a very kind person, a very giving person. I think Aries is because I've seen it with you, Christina, um, that they can be very forgiving and very giving, but once you cross that line, they're done.
right, right.
And it's like put the X in the middle of it, and it's all she wrote on the other side.
Yes, Boomer, that's what I was saying. He really, it's not that, he starts the war. It's what he gives you in case you're ever in a war. Which why Aries are so feisty and stuff, and because
Right,
like to protect our families, we're protectors, and most of the wars are started to protect something, either your
right, and
religion, or
it's
your
and it's
land, or your
also is
family,
figuring out
or
how to.
something, right?
Well, it's also figuring out how the best way to go about things. War is not the big. It's not the main thing to do. It's not what you need to do. It's the wars are started for the fact that they can't get along. They can't figure
Right,
out what their problems and can't get along. So in that case, you know, somebody who's the god of war, I could see him being somebody who didn't take no crap, but in the same sense, he would think about, is this the right thing to do, or should we do it this way or that way, or
right.
just stuff like that. I mean, he thought about it before he done it. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's
Hi,
right. So
Boomer.
what
I
about
knew you was lurking. I
so
knew
what
you.
about
I
your
knew you was lurking. I felt you.
yeah? What about yours, Mary? So was it
Dude.
kind of
Okay.
spot on?
When I said I had something that's to say earlier about the zodiac signs and stuff, or
Hmm.
how I felt, you said you want to know how people felt about it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
But
think
first,
if we really feel like it that we it's true and how it is and all that, I do. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you really follow and read it whenever it comes out, if it really hits on it, I mean, it may not hit on everything on there on that day or that
yeah,
week or that month, but at least 90% of it hits right. Like you're
right,
going to have a relationship, blah blah blah, or some problem's going to come up, or something you're going to have to do that whatever it is. There is it may not be what you want it to be or whatever, but I mean, I have
right.
found myself that, I mean, I don't live my life by it, because some people are to the point to where they, if it says on there, don't cross the street today or whatever, blah blah blah, people take
Oh
it
no,
as,
but
I'm
that's
not
your that doesn't go on astrology. That's your horoscope that goes
right.
mostly. It's like those are like oracle or tarot readings.
Well,
Like
horoscope is astrology. It's based with
yeah, they
astrology,
say it, but all those stupid things really are not. The
right?
astrology is
But I'm
based on
saying is,
a year, not a day kind of thing. I
if
mean,
you
to
read
me,
a
so I
reputable,
yeah.
right? But
So
if
I
you get
believe
a
in astrology, in the placing of stars, in
right,
your zodiac as an archetype. Yes.
right, and as
Um,
far as
but
mine
the
goes,
horoscope,
Sagittarius,
I don't really go for the horoscopes.
mine is the
Um,
Archer. Um, he's half horse, half man.
yeah.
Um, and I believe it's Zeus. Uh, let's see. Let me look and see for sure. Are you still? I
What
still got you right.
what's your sign?
I'm still on here, right? Okay, because I clicked off.
Yeah.
I'm
Why I
looking.
asked you what's your sign?
Sagittarius.
Oh, Sagittarius. Okay. So the Sagittarius is the planetary ruler is Zeus.
Right. And
God of the sky, law, and order, as well as the king of the gods.
yep, that's what I was going to say. That I thought that's what it was. I was going to it. Um, Lord, how mercy, that's loud.
Sorry, was that loud?
Oh yeah. I didn't
And
say a
I'm
word,
far
boy.
away from.
They wouldn't have heard me over that.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's
I should have
okay.
muted.
It's okay. Uh, they say there's some disagreement with the Sagittarius and Greek mythology. I don't know exactly why, but I mean, I could get in here.
Um, and you know what I wanted to say, Scott? I think it's funny enough is that, sorry, before I forget to answer Scott, because you said you're in the house of your sign. When I got a reading from the guru, even though I'm an Aries, which is, of course, the first sign, I did not reside in the first house. I actually resided, according to him, in the 12th house. So in
Right.
numerology, you can reside in a
In
different
different
house
house.
and
Yes.
change your house,
Right.
even though your sign is in a different house. Funny enough, because through your life, even though your basic traits stay the same, your path changes. So not always are we always in the same house as our sign is. Just saying. No, that was my cigarette maker. Sorry, Diane.
Aries is the ram. The ram is question was what the ram in question was Crisis. I can't say the name of it. The golden ram is what it's called of the Greek
Yeah,
mythology, who after its death was transformed into the constellation. A
yeah.
little tidbit on Aries.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, I knew I was Ram, and I like all of it. I, like I said, I think all of it's interesting. I believe in the Chinese signs too. Like, so when
right,
and
right.
you ask me what my birthday is, I'm like, oh, I was born on the first sign. I'm an Aries, born April 11th, which the 11 is the master number, right? And I was born the year of the dragon. I gotta say the whole thing because
Nice.
it all contributes
Right.
to who I am, even the number that you're born on, the
That's what
day.
I'm saying. That if you really follow it to and and do your research on it and read it and things and stuff, it really does hit home.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't mean just the daily horoscope. I'm not
Right,
talking
right, right.
about that. I'm talking about ones that's like a month or year, or the
Oh,
year
right,
of
right. But
whatever.
when you
Like you
say
said, the
like
year of the
you don't
dragon.
believe in the day you're gonna cross the street, that's the horoscope. The horoscope is something I feel the
Right.
horoscope is totally separate from the whole. I mean, it's based on, but I don't, and nobody could
It
do it
is and it
every day
isn't.
different for the whole every year of. I mean, it doesn't work. It's like an oracle
Right.
card. I
Right.
feel the horoscopes are are like an oracle card, which is fine. But
Right.
you just call it an oracle card. Don't say that you're telling me something that has to do with because that's the stars don't tell you that. The
Right.
stars don't tell you to don't cross the street today, or you're gonna find love today.
Yeah, that's I'm just saying that it says it's in your cards or whatever, like
Yeah,
and stuff. It'll say stuff like that. Well,
right,
there is I was getting to the part to where there it's different. It
right.
is the like you said, but it runs all together. But there's a fine line there that where it just yeah. I don't know how to
Yeah, I think
explain it,
there
but
is.
how you explained
I
it
don't
well.
think I think that if there was a horoscope that went on it, that the horoscope would never change. It would be a yearly horoscope with 12 months in it, and it would go by whatever that month says of your birth date. That's for the year. So that's where I feel it comes into like something silly. Oh, we lost Mary for a second. Is that it? You know. I think it would be impossible to do a horoscope every single day for years and years on the stars. I mean, now ancient um, civilizations used the stars and things for different placements, but it didn't tell them a daily, way to live every day. It just like, it told them when they should plant their crops, and and this was by the year or the month, not by on a daily, routine, I think, you know. um so yeah. So Diane, you said you missed it. So Diane is a Leo. And so, Leo, your planetary ruler is Apollo, the Greek god of music, poetry, and prophecy. Because of this, you likely have a strong connection to your inner creativity. You might even feel like you have a direct connection with the muses themselves. You have the ability to turn just about anything into art, and this gift allows you to connect with others on a whole new level. And so I think that Regina said she may have missed hers too, right? Um Regina, I stepped outside for a smoke. Okay, so um what about Aquarius? Okay, I had to see what she was. Aquarius. Let's see. Aquarius. So your planetary ruler is Uranus. Uranus is one of the oldest deities who personifies the sky and the heavens. Because of this, you have been blessed with an expansive view that goes beyond your slice of reality or even the world around you. You likely feel as connected to the past and future as you do to the present. And you have the ability to see the larger picture even when those around you seem blind to it. So that was the Aquarius. Did anybody else miss theirs and want to know? Oh, that sounds fun, Scott. Yes, Apollo. I am a creator. Yep, you and your thank you for the heads up on that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that I haven't extensively studied that, but according to the guru, that's the situation. And according to like when I was practicing to do astrology readings and numerology readings, that came into play too, where you can be a Sagittarius but reside in the house of Virgo. So yeah, it was interesting.
Just reading up a storm, thinking y'all are
Yeah,
hearing
no,
me
you
on
weren't
every
here.
one. And I'm like, are you guys even hearing this? And there was silence. Apparently, I can't go over to it to read it to you, so I just have to stay out of it.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to be in a screenshot, maybe, just so you can look at the
Yeah.
screenshot.
Well,
Because
anyway,
I go, she went, she pressed the button, and then she's gone. Yeah, but so I told Diane and Regina's there since they missed it. Yeah, because Diane is crocheting, so
oh yeah.
she's very creative because that's what Apollo is, creativity, and she does a lot of crocheting and stuff, so I can see that. I need something to drink.
Well, my
Forget
comments are not coming up right, so I'm not seeing what they're saying. So sorry.
mm, oh, why? What's the last comment you saw?
Colt, the one of the first things he said when he come in
Oh,
this
you're
afternoon.
behind.
No, I'm not behind. I'm looking on Messenger on on StreamYard's here, but when I kick back in, it's only
Yeah,
showing me the first.
yeah, because you have to touch it. Just touch the screen and move it up. I realized that the last time when your internet dropped, when I was on the live stream and I was outside and I thought nobody was talking for an hour and everybody was chatting. Fucking crap.
I've
I
got it
realized
all the way up, and it's not. I'm
you
not
have to
getting them.
touch it.
Well, I'm not getting them. I ain't getting any of it.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Just the bottom.
Well, I'll tell you.
Nope, nothing. Not getting a thing. Oh well, you
That's
just have to tell me.
Regina crocheting. I knit. Oh, knitting and crocheting is different. I always forget. I think it's kind of the same.
Yeah, I'm not
But
big.
you're right.
I never
One
learned how to
knits,
knit.
one crochets.
Who's knitting? Diana is.
And Diane, yeah, Diane is a knitter, and Regina is a crocheter. They're different.
I crochet. I don't knit. Now I haven't done it in a while, but yeah,
I think um I think Evie crochets as well,
I should
if
though.
I'm
I ought
not
to make some
mistaken.
scarves and hats and give them out for Christmas. I mean, like I'm sitting here doing anything else, right?
Oh yeah, you can crochet me a witch hat. I've been
Uh,
asking Evie forever to crochet me a witch hat.
well, I could, but
I'm gonna just measure my head, and you're gonna make it for me.
I'm trying to think of how to.
Oh, they have patterns on free patterns on. I'll send you one.
No, I mean, they probably do, but I'm just thinking on how you would want the. It would probably flop over on the top. I don't know that it would stand up. I'm trying to think of how to get it stand up. I'm sure they tell you, I guess.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Because yarn ain't gonna stand up on its own.
Yeah, I have one beautiful that someone made. The only thing is, it's so big that it falls. I wish I knew how to fix it to make it smaller, but it has like wire in it. Oh yeah, I don't know how they did it, but yeah.
Yeah, they probably had to do wire and then crochet around the wire or whatever. But I was thinking the brim. I don't know how to do the.
Here, I'll show it to you.
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to look at it. I don't know if I can make you one or not. Might have to be somebody better at it than me.
So anyway, so it's lovely, and it has like wire in the brim. It's so big though. So when I put it on, as you see, so now
Yeah.
this part does like hang, but I can't see nothing because it's too big. But I love it.
Hang
If I
on,
had
I'm going on
a
Facebook
normal head, this
on
would work.
YouTube.
But
There.
if I knew how to fix it, like in the back, so like to pull it, um, yeah, if I had a big head, but I have a very small, like a children's head, so I need like a child size. So that's why I'd have to measure my head. But there it's hangs back, which is fine. It's just this part. Yes, guys. So I loved it, and it has like this gorgeous like Irish like pin on it. It was gorgeous. I just wish I knew how to fix it to make it smaller. If I knew somebody near me who could crochet, I would bring it and maybe they can make it so it fits me. That'd be lovely. But anyway, I do love it. I do. So yeah, that's my witchy hat. So yeah, that's Regina crocheting. I used to knit and crochet a lot. And so refurnish furniture. Oh, that's good. Um,
I guess no, I didn't kick myself out. Good.
no. You did not. Yes, Regina did my
Okay,
smart.
now our new typing is finally coming through.
Oh, that's good. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that's my witchy hat.
I love to refinish furniture. I did my dining room table, but well, it's not my dining room table. It's just the table I have in the kitchen. Well, it's my mom gave me this table, and when I first got my own place, and I will not get rid of this table.
Yeah.
I've been offered $600 for this table. I won't take it. I wouldn't take it. It's antique, and it's got the original stamp underneath it and the maker and all that. But I redone it. Somebody had painted the legs on it, and I stripped the legs and redone the whole top of it and all that. Sanded it. I loved it. And the chairs did them too.
There you
I
go.
love
I
redoing furniture.
I found this end table that was made of really good wood. It was a little end table in the trash. And I was like, and it was painted so many colors. It had pink, it had white, it had all these colors. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Had some black. I said, I'm just gonna paint the whole thing black. I'm not gonna try to strip it. We're gonna try to do it cheaply. And I painted the whole thing black and I did some coffee stencils on it, 'cause it's a coffee table, right? And then I did it over with Mod Podge and it looks beautiful. But I'll
I
do
guess
things like
nobody
that.
has any questions about the zodiac signs or how they feel about it. How you guys feel about it? 'Cause we got sidetracked as usual,
Well,
talking
that's okay.
about stuff.
Yeah. Um, do you guys go by your zodiacs? Do you like do you think that the archetypes that go with your sign go with you? Do you believe in that? Like, it would be interesting to find out. Some people don't at all. Everybody has a different view on it, you know.
I just
Uh,
turn it on. Yeah, I can now, Diane.
mhm.
If you type it in right now, I can see it finally.
Yeah. I told you if you touch it, then eventually it gets back to like what it's supposed to
Well,
do.
it's not. I mean, it didn't. It didn't get back to. It finally just started putting
Yeah, it
the
takes
new
a second,
messages
but
on there.
if you don't touch it, it will stay exactly where it was. Once you touch it, it kind of thinks about it and goes,
I
oh,
go
and
by
gives
my
you.
natal chart when I was born. Well, yeah. I mean, the day you mean, yeah, you mean the day you was born at the hospital, James? I think all of us go by that. I mean, I do, but I do
Well,
know I'm an
Greeks,
old
the,
soul.
the
But
Greeks don't. They go on their name day of the saint or something. The name days are bigger than the birthdays in Greek. So in Greece, you have to be named after a saint. So, like, my name day
really,
is on Christmas because my name's Christina and I was named after Christ, right? The feminine
okay,
version of Christ. So my name day is on Christmas. So Greek people never used to say happy birthday, didn't know when my birthday was. They always said happy name day to me, all the Greek people in the neighborhood on Christmas because that's my name day. And that's bigger than your birthday in Greece. So depending on,
right.
I guess, what part of the world you're in, um, that might have something to do with it. So
Well, I guess because was you born in Greece,
no,
or they just
but
went by it
my
because
whole
you're
family, like my grandmother and my great grandparents were born on my mother's side were born in Greece. Everybody
was
in
your
my
mom and
neighborhood,
dad?
when I was young, were all born in Greece and migrated here. So all the Greek people that my parents knew and my grandmother knew, they would all go by the name days, you know.
All right,
So,
that explains it then. It's
me
funny.
myself, I go by
I don't
my
pay it
birthday,
much
but
attention because it's
you know,
no, I pay more attention to planetary.
you know.
James says he pays more attention to planetary placement.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I've read both ways, the planetary and the other, but I I really feel that it does that it. I think that it's bound to hit on our lives somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's all connected. Everything's connected because the universe is in there, and they got the stars and the planets in
yeah.
the universe and all that. And that is the universe. So yes, I do believe that we're all connected to that. Now, that's like religion. I'm not a religious person at all, by no means. I guess you could call some people call this a religion. You know, us doing what we do and stuff, but I don't consider it a religion. I consider it a way of life that we were
Right.
born with it, and that's just the way it is. I don't consider it.
Right, Diane. It's true. Yeah. So that's the Greeks. Like, that's why in Greece, like my grandmother has my birthday written down, but she don't know it off the top of her head. She just goes by the name days. She knows her name date. I mean, she knows her birthday, but she rather she would when she was not in the nursing home, as old as she was in she would go to this, they called it Hannock, and it's like a program for retirees to go, and they get the bus picks them up and they get breakfast, they do some activities, they have lunch, and then they send them home with dinner. Um,
Yeah,
so I don't know what you call those old people daycare. I don't fucking know what it is. But anyway, so
it's I know what you're talking
she,
about.
yeah, so she would go there to Hannock, and they would celebrate her name day. Like it was big. She would bring in cookies, like, like when you're in school, but for her name day, not her birthday.
Christina's or Diane says Christina has Christ's name, Mary
Yeah.
has his mother's name, and there you both are. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I get what you're saying with that. Um,
Why we get along, huh? You say
I
Mary's
even
my
get along
mother-in-law?
because I even get along because we got like the same attitude just about
Yeah.
on things.
Hmm.
Um, we're happy go lucky, but we don't take no shit.
Right.
Yeah. Don't dish it out, but we don't take it.
All right. Now I'm gonna try to put the video up too for later so you guys can have it up there.
Hi,
So
Jen.
it'll come
Hi,
out
Eddie.
at 8 o'clock. Hi Jen. Hi Eddie.
Yeah, they have daycare for grown ups. They have that, but they also have the Oh God, I'm trying to think of the name of it. Uh, Lord have mercy, I can't think of the name of them. They have them everywhere.
Yeah.
Um, they have like community centers for them. Uh,
Yeah, that's what it is. It's more like a community center.
yeah.
All right. Jen, what's your sign? I forgot when Jen's birthday is. Oh, yeah. Scorpio. Okay, let's read Jen Scorpio since she wasn't here. Scorpio. Scorpio. So, Jen, the Scorpio, your planetary ruler is Hades, the Greek god of the underworld and riches. While this might seem like a scary ruler to have, he does bring you plenty of blessings. You have a rather transformative quality, able to manifest and change things at your will. You might also feel like you have a deeper connection with spirits and the afterlife, able to connect with those beyond the veil in ways that others can't. So that's your deity, Hades, who rules Scorpio. Oh, you're on the cusp. I don't go with that. Listen, you could be on the cusp, over the cusp, right before it. I always go, no, no. Listen, this is what. If they would have had a block for each month then that was called something else because it would have been a cusp thing. But it's hard to have two signs. Pick the one you're closest to and go with it. My sister always says that. I'm the cusp. I'm gonna take a little of this and a little of that, and I go, no, no. You're an Aries. You were born one day after. One day she was born one day before the next sign started. You weren't born on the day it changed. You were born the day before. You're still an Aries. Care that you
Okay, I
wanted to
remember
be
the
a
name
Taurus,
now.
but you're not. You're an Aries. I tell her.
Council and Aging. So I was trying to figure. I couldn't remember the name of it.
Yeah. What will tell me? Google will tell me what is Hannock. What do you call the Hannock program? No, not a hammock. Hannock. Listen to me, Google. Yeah. No, not that. Not the Hannock youth program. The Hannock.
Yeah,
Hannock.
Jen, I kind of noticed that they have tried to change stuff off and on the zodiac stuff. Like especially if you're really close to being next to the next one, they like you're a day or two over from it. They want to say, well,
Yeah.
you're more of this one than the other one, blah blah blah. Stuff like that. Or they want to say, well, you're this one, you're not that one. Or I've noticed that.
Yeah. The Hannock program, it stands for Hellenic American Neighborhood Action Community. So it's like a social service organization in New York. So it offers a wide range of programs, including employment and training, legal immigration, senior programming, youth development, and more. So she went to the senior part, of course, the senior program. But they have all sorts. Um,
Yeah, ours is called Council on Aging, and then we have like daycares.
Yeah.
everywhere. And like in the small town I used to be in, they have a daycare.
Hi,
It's a nursing home
Tammy.
there. And what?
Hi.
Do what?
I said, hi, Tammy, long time.
Uh, and they have hi Tammy. They have one there, and then like they have the council on aging, and then they have here in Evansville they got SWRCA, and then they've got council on aging, and then they got what your council on aging is, and SWRCA, come to think of it. But they got other places here in town, like they got several that are for daycare.
Yeah. That's the other thing, since we were talking about do we believe in it or not. Like I said, I believe in the star alignment and constellations and the zodiac and the houses and numerology and all that stuff. Horoscope,
My mom did
no.
too.
But I also don't believe in that, you can change it to be what you want it to be. Like, oh, we're going to add in that there's cusps and there's this and there's that. If it wasn't in the original, to me, it's like the Bible. If it wasn't in originally and you shoved it in there, I don't believe it. Okay? You
Right.
can't change it. You cannot change things to suit what you want it to
And
be.
and really, and who's to say that the Bible has everything that is supposed to be in there, that it's all true, because
Right,
it's written by man. So I mean, man make mistakes, and man can add and take away. So I'm just saying.
right. Well, that's why I say so.
Not
Some
saying
of these
it isn't
things,
true, but
right? And I'm sure, but like I said, I don't because they have it documented that the popes changed what they wanted to change, which
right,
means it's not
right,
original. And now, 5 million years later, you're not gonna, say, well, it really means this. No, you can't say what it means. You can't change the meaning now. It's what it means to the person. You can't put your own spin on it.
right.
These things don't that's not how it works.
And it'll change overnight.
Yeah, it's just not how it works. So those kind of things I don't go with either. Now, evolution happens. People say, well, maybe they find new things. If you find some kind of additional, sometimes depending on if it's just an enhancement, okay, whatever. But to change the way the original was set, no, no, you know. Enhancements are one thing. You're always coming up with new stuff, right? Evolution. But you kind of can't change the stars, the alignments, or which way a planet spins. You can't change those things. That's how they are. Tammy, what's your sign? I'm going to. I'll read you your planetary one since you weren't here for the beginning.
It's not your horoscopes is reading either.
Yeah,
It's
no, no.
about the
We're talking about the deities that rule your zodiac sign. So we're just curious to see how many people. Gemini, like my mother, I should have known. Actually, my mother, my father, and my son are all Gemini. Well, my mother and father have passed, but they were still Geminis, and my son is a Gemini. So Gemini, probably why Tommy and I get along. Gemini, your planetary ruler is Hermes, the messenger of the gods. It is no surprise to anyone that you have an interesting, creative way of communicating your thoughts and feelings, as well as the ability to connect deeply with your thoughts through conversation. You instinctively understand people's speech patterns almost as soon as you meet them, and you can bring out the talkative side of even the shyest, most introverted person. People feel seen and heard around you. Yep. Yep, yep. No, see, and sometimes when people tell me theirs, and I read them, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's them, you know? It is true. Like, you can learn a lot by signs and reoccurring patterns. And if every Aries kind of has the same kind of traits, you know, you attribute that to when they were born, the stars, the alignment, all that stuff, because there must be a reason why, 90% of the Aries have the same kind of attitude, or the Geminis, or whatever. Um, so yeah. Um, so yeah, the stars' patterns and the universe's way of moving. So does that mean it says I'm a blabbermouth and talk too much? No. Probably means like my mother, when you talk, people feel comfortable because you have some kind of great demeanor and you're very perceptive about people. So you know how to talk to them because you can get their demeanor right away from their, just the way they carry themselves within the first few minutes. So my mother was definitely like that. My father, not so much. I was always surprised he was a Gemini, but you know, he did like to talk. Mary, we lost your sound. Okay, just checking. Yeah. And people feel comfortable around you because you can make the shyest people talk to you. So yeah, no, it's a good trait to have. People actually, and it's funny because you could kind of you kind of read everyone, and you can kind of take a trait from almost every one that, especially that your family has, right? So in my family, when I was born, my mother and father were Geminis, and they had two children who were both Aries. Okay, so I feel like that I have some of their traits because they literally taught them to us, right? So my mother taught us to, like, be kind to people and listen to them when they talk, and and which made people also feel comfortable talking to me. People would always stop me in the street and talk to me. I just had one of those faces. If they were having a really bad day and didn't have anybody to talk to, they would stop me and talk to me. And I would always listen to, like, I wouldn't tell them go to hell. And I would always stop and listen to them and give them a kind word and say, I really have to go. It was so nice talking to you. I hope you're feeling better or whatever. And I'd be on my way. Um, but people would always stop me. And that's kind of a Gemini trait. But that's, I think, because I was raised by two Geminis. Um, if I was raised by two Scorpios, I would have maybe a Scorpio trait. So. That's why people talk a lot around me. Yes. Yeah, so sorry, you're stuck with people talking to you all the time, Tammy. But yeah, but that's what it is. And so I do think you can also be taught traits that you carry from your parents, you know. Um It's just, one of those things. Hi, Ashman. We're talking about zodiacs and the deities that rule your zodiac. And do you believe in the stars and numerology and all that stuff? That's our topic today. If you tell me your sign, I'll read it for you, Ashman. Um, yeah, so I don't know. Mary lost her audio. Somehow we lost Mary's audio. So if you could hear us, Mary, we can't hear you. Oh, you're an Aquarius. Okay. So here you go, Aquarius. Aquarius. You always want to sing that song, right? Come on. Okay. Your planetary ruler is Uranus, one of the oldest deities who personifies the sky and the heavens. Because of this, you have been blessed with an expansive view that goes beyond your slice of reality or even the world around you. You likely feel as connected to the past and future as you do the present, and you have the ability to see the larger picture, even when those around you seem blind to it. Yes, that's the Aquarius, Uranus. He is the planetary deity of your sign. And you're also 2002. Oh, you're young. You're also yeah, like 22 or something. Pretty good, Ashman. My son was born in 2005. So he's 19, so you're in your 20s. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, my friend and I were talking today. My best friend and I were talking today about, she's like, when you're young and, even if you have a bad day, you go to sleep, you wake up, and the next day is a new day and you're full of life again. And she goes, now you wake up, and instead of every day being a new day, they just drag into each other. And you don't get back that energy you had for life anymore. That's what we were talking about today. We were having a deep conversation about that. And, she's like, basically, like, it's like, okay, if I die now, whatever. It is what it is. I did everything. There's nothing else for me to do. We get to that feeling. But when you're young, you always feel like it's a new day. You have time to do something new, and whatever. Um, I mean, I already made my bucket list of things that I'm going to do when I die because I'm already ready. And that's what I was telling her. You're right. It's like, yeah, like, we're halfway to dead anyway. We better make provisions for our death, what we're going to do after it. Um, which makes me feel happy to know I have so many things to do when I pass. But, other people, they may see it as morbid, but I don't. Everyone has to face reality. That's right. But that's why I like to make my bucket list for when I'm what I'm gonna do in my afterlife and all this stuff. I like to do that because I feel that um, if I do it, then it's like a new lease on a new life, basically. So yeah. So I have my bucket list of all the places I want to see. So she's like, "What's your top three places?" And I said, well, the first place I'm going to go to Greece and see the ruins. I'm going to, go to then Egypt and see the ruins. Well, not the ruins, but the pyramids. I really want to go to Egypt and see the pyramids and all that. And then I'm gonna go to like either Ireland and Scotland and go like haunt the castles a little bit, and then I'm gonna go, to other little places. But those are my top three so far. Getting coffee gets me out of bed in the morning. That's right. Diane. Yeah, so like it gets you out of bed, but then you have to have something you want to do or to live for, right? And she has her son is still young. Her son is 8, so she has plenty to do. Me, however, my son's 19, like nobody needs me anymore, basically, Um, which is how you know you're old. It's like when nobody relies on you anymore, and the only thing you have to do is take care of yourself. And you get lazy to take care of yourself. It's like, "Ugh, do I have to get in the shower today? No, why the fuck for? Like then you start running into those things like, ah, I don't feel like getting dressed today. I don't feel like putting on my makeup. I'm not gonna take a shower. Do I have to eat? No, I'm gonna have a cake today. I'm not even gonna eat because I'm not cooking, you know. So you run into that when you start getting a little older and you don't have anything to do with yourself. Um, but yeah, but that's why, you have to I think everybody should make their bucket list to do of things they're gonna do in their afterlife. How they want their afterlife to look. Because they say it's mind over matter, right? So if you say, "Hey, this is how I want my afterlife to look," um, and this is how I want to look in my afterlife, because I have a picture I showed everybody. Um, then this is how I'm gonna look. So if you come across me as a ghost, this is what I'm gonna look like. So if Diane outlives me, I'm gonna be the first one in her bedroom, even though she doesn't like it. I'm going there and be like, "Hey, Diane, it's me." She's gonna be so mad at me because I'm gonna scare her like she doesn't like. And I'm be like, "I'm not leaving. I'm sitting right the fuck here. You're gonna talk to me." Sorry, Diane. And check out the universe. There you go. And my roommate's kitty wants me to feed him. There you go. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do, James. I'm gonna stalk Diane. Diane's gonna be like, Jesus Christ, Christina. Yeah, Mary, did you find us? Yeah, Mary, what you doing? We can't hear her. I don't know. It's not on mute, so I don't know. I think her audio's not working. But Diane's thinking of what to say to this mess. Oh my God, that would be crazy. Yes, yes, but that's what I'm gonna do exactly. So if you outlive me, just be prepared to see me in your bedroom. I'll be hanging out with Lou. Oh, and I'm gonna bring all my spirits that I have here, so there'll be like 100 of us in your bedroom. She would be so mad. She's gonna be like, "What the?" Oh, that's gonna be fun. I'm dying hysterical thinking about it. I would have to say what I tell the other spirits, get out. Yeah. And most spirits that don't know you probably would, but I'll be like, no. I might tell the spirit guides, wait outside while I bother her a little bit, but I'm not leaving. I'm gonna follow you around. Like, are you gonna get me coffee, Diane? Hello, can I have some coffee? Oh man. And I'm gonna be looking like my Greek goddess outfit. Um, I'll show you what I'm gonna look like. The picture. This is I thought in my head. I took a long time, looked through all my pictures between the time I was born till now, and I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna look like in the afterlife. Okay, don't be yelling in my ear. um, let's find Mary. I sent it to Mary so I could find it easy. Okay, Diane, that's what I'm gonna look like over there with my sexy shoes and everything. So when you see me, you'll know it's me. And I'll probably be holding the yeah. What do I got there? Beer? Wow. I don't like beer, but for some reason I decided to have a beer that day. Feeling, I was feeling sexy with my sexy shoes and everything. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was 2016. That's what I look like. See the difference. That wasn't that long. I feel like that wasn't that long ago, but there you go. So yeah. Oh, thanks for the heads up. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna look like, Diane. Don't worry, I won't stay too long bothering you. You are gonna give me coffee though, and then I'm gonna go. I told you, got things to do. I gotta go see the pyramids and all sorts of shit. But I, I will come visit you and annoy you for a few days. And anyone else here who's still alive will probably get a visit from me. Yes, I plan to hunt everybody. There you go. Um, so yeah. So anybody and then I always tell like Mary and everything, you can hang out and direct spirit traffic. There you go. um, because like I give all the spirits like before the live stream, I put out lemon cake for them and some coffee and some juice for the kiddos. So, they come here mostly to my house to eat and drink coffee. So I'm gonna expect that when I die, somebody better give me some coffee. Don't visit me because I'll never know you're there. I'll write you, but I'll write you a cryptic message in the mirror. So when you take a shower, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be like CNS Ghost Squad here. And then so after you get out of the shower, oh, now I hear a little something, Mary.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you get out of the shower after it's all steamy and you look, you're gonna say, "Fuck,
Uh,
you came to visit me." And when you see that on your mirror,
Wait a minute.
Krista, then you know to make me cough. 'Cause that's what I'm there for, okay? You can stay and see Diana. Yeah. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write a cryptic message in the mirror. Hope you like blueberry. Ew, blueberry coffee. Don't have any regular. Or I guess beggars can't be choosers at that point. What am I gonna do? Just put in a little glass for me and leave it. I like it hot though. I don't like cold coffee. Yeah, if we smell coffee, we know you're around. Yeah, that's true. The smell of lattes lingering in the air. Oh, Christina came to visit. Mary, you came back to mute yourself? Mary already knows. I
I'm
told
back.
Mary.
I'm back. I'm here.
Okay, I told Mary that depending on which one of us go first, when the other one goes, so if Mary goes first and then I go, she's going to wait for me. And we're going to meet at the Grove first. My first stop is the Grove. And
Yep.
then we're going to go traveling. So
Yep.
if I come with Mary, Diane, if we're both at your house, uh, don't be surprised.
I'm gonna tickle you.
It's amazing, really. I don't know, fruit. And although I one time had somebody made me a white chocolate raspberry latte with real white chocolate melted and some kind of raspberry drizzle. Now that was good because it was real. The coffee wasn't flavored. They added flavor to the coffee. Now that's a difference. That's why I say it's hard to blueberry. But I guess if you had just that blueberry syrup in a
You
coffee,
can
might
get
be okay.
like this syrup that you put in coffee, and there's
Yeah,
you can also get like creamer that has the flavor, you
yeah,
know.
I guess. But blueberry wouldn't be the first thing I put in the coffee. I wouldn't even thought raspberry. But they made a latte and they put like one of those white chocolate melts. So they put like two white chocolate melts on the bottom. Put the espresso in so it melted. Put the steamed milk in then, and then put a little raspberry drizzle on it. It was the most delicious thing I have
Yes.
ever. I might get myself some white chocolate and make one of those babies. But I have coffee syrup all the time, different ones. Like right now, I have gingerbread. I gave my friend some coffee today when she came over. She's like, "What do you put in this?" She goes, "I don't like sugar in my coffee." I go, "No, I just put a drop in the milk when I steam it." And she goes, "Yeah, but what is it?" And it's this one. It's brown sugar cinnamon, and it's just the coffee syrup. And I just put a drop because I don't really like sugar or flavoring. But with just a drop of this brown sugar cinnamon, it made the latte taste delicious. She was like, "That's the best thing." So she goes, "Let me take a picture of it so I could get it." And I'm like, "Okay." I haven't found a blueberry flavor syrup.
Krista, do you mean? Sorry,
Go ahead.
Krista, do you mean that because she's passed on, you need to open whatever drink you get her because she's passed on? It would be like
Yeah. So
you do you. She want to know, do you open it?
yeah.
Well,
So yeah.
yes, you have to open it because they
I
can't get
make
in it.
I make coffee and I give them 2 tablespoons each in their own cup. So the deities have their own cup, the human spirits, and the elementals. So we got
Well, I
three
think
little
she's
cups
meaning.
of coffee out for them. So all
I
I
think
gotta
she's
do is
meaning.
pour a little in a cup and I'm good to go. Just leave it there. Say that's for
Well, I
you.
think she's meaning like alcohol. Does she have to open it up for
Well,
her,
yeah.
or can you leave it? Yes, you have to
No.
open it up. It'd be like if she was alive. She'd be like if she was alive trying to get a drink out of it.
Hey, Kevin, how are you? Yeah, because the problem is you take the energy out of it, right? But
Hey,
it has to be
Kevin.
open. Like a candle. You're taking the energy from the lit candle. You can't just put the candle and expect it not to light it and the spirit can get the energy, right? So it's just like that. You got to light the candle. You got to give them a little, whatever you're going to give them, fruit or whatever. I open it. I have oranges that I peel for them and I cut into little pieces. They probably think I'm
They
crazy. They
really
kind
like
of,
the
they eat
little
better.
oranges.
The spirits here eat better than most people, okay? Yeah,
They like the little mandarin oranges, little mandarin or whatever it's called.
I didn't have that, but I just gave them some. I cut some. They had a regular orange, and then in their dessert plates, they have little lemon. Look, they have lemon cake. This is what they were eating today.
I forget that stuff out for them all the time. So I mean, I literally do forget.
I'm sure they come to my house. They all know.
So
They
they
know
bring
my
it here.
juice.
They go to hers and Danny's and whoever else.
The other day, I go to Danny. I put something out for the deities every day. I don't know if they come. He
I
goes, "Oh
think
no,
they've
they
been to
come."
Misty's. They've been to Christina's. They go to Christina's all the time. But
Now,
they go to
what
Misty's and they'll go to Evie's and Danny's.
what did you find out, Kevin? Tell me. I love to learn something cool and new. Okay, but there won't be any missing, right? So if it's still full, it doesn't mean she didn't drink it. Right. Yeah, you
Right.
just open it. Yeah. No.
What it
So,
is they get the essence of it. I don't know how to explain that except to
well,
say it
I'll
that
tell you.
way. They get
Well,
whatever they need off of it, the energy from it, and that's what they get.
yeah, so I'll tell you. It's funny because I had a piece of bread for me, and I gave them each a little piece of Easter bread. I left a little piece for me. I didn't finish it all. out on the table. In the morning, my little piece of bread was still soft, like it was good still. It's a little piece of bread. You know, if you leave a piece of bread out, it doesn't go bad right away, right? So I ate my little piece of bread. I went over to theirs. Theirs was hard as a rock and crispy because they literally sucked all the energy out of the bread.
Right. That's exactly what they
So
did.
it's different. You'll know that somebody touched it because it's like everything was sucked out of it. Like the oranges are dried up. Like, and it's not something that would happen normally. Like if I would say, okay, this is mine, don't touch it, and this is yours, and you would see the difference, you would be surprised how the difference is between what something you leave out for them. And so it will still be there, but its consistency will change. And that's how I know they ate and how I know they're done with it. This sixth grade, Diane, will be a guest on Sons of Liberty. Wow! Really? That sounds awesome. I love the Sons of Liberty.
Oh wow.
Um,
Hmm.
the Liberty, but I don't know. I watch a lot of political stuff. So you will see me jumping around um, to the 21st century suffragettes, the Sons of
Oh, is
Liberty,
this like on YouTube, you mean?
yeah, Midas Touch. Um,
I don't
I watch
guess I have Sons
House
of Liberty. You have to send me a
House
link
Sparks.
for them.
Oh yeah, I'll send you the link. House Sparks sometimes, all that. So yeah, I'm always watching that. You know, it gives me some kind of hope that the world might change. So I'm always watching there. Yeah. So Kevin, I think I actually met Kevin probably at 21st century suffragettes, if I had to guess. Yes, that's it. You just
Yeah.
tell her it's out there.
Like buy
It's
it like
funny
buy it if you don't want to make a cake or buy the whole cake,
no,
just go to
you could put just
Walmart
a
and get
little
a
cupcake.
cupcake or you can buy
Oh
one
yeah, like
cupcake and you buy a piece of cake there.
yeah, like I got those lemon things. I got these Mother's Day cakes, right? And they come
Uh-huh.
like this. And I cut it up and I give them a little piece and then, so this box will last them a long time, because they don't eat the same amount as us, right? One little piece is good.
Right. But I
So,
mean like for her birthday, he wants to give her
right,
like a
but
piece of
you
cake.
buy
But
those
he
cakes
doesn't have
and
to give her the whole piece. He just has to give her,
right,
a little piece of it because
right.
and then she have some for the next day. And then you can eat the rest of it.
That's right.
You can
That's
share a
right.
piece with her.
And that's what I do. And it's funny. So I was gonna say, my my I was telling Danny, I leave something out for the Deities. I don't know if they come. Now my plate is getting my spread is getting bigger because now I put something out for the Fae folk too. Because now I have a Fae folk here, and sometimes I have some that come visit her. So now I need another. That has to be separate
You
from the
got
other
faith
one.
folk
So
out there in your yard.
yeah, but I was leaving
I
stuff
know
in the
because I
yard.
see them.
I was leaving stuff in the yard when the spirits would tell me, "Hey, leave something," because they weren't there all the time, right? Um,
Uh,
so I would leave something, but then the animals would get it. But so now I'm like, can't they just come inside? I'm just gonna leave the bowl in here, so I don't get all these crazy animals in my freaking yard. So now I do that, and now I have a bowl for them here. Like, yeah, bowl. But anyway, so I said to Danny, I leave something out for the deities. Um, I don't know, do they come? Like, should I be making this out an extra all the time, or do they come one time, or whatever? Like, I couldn't understand. He's like, listen to me. Every time you put something out, I hear them in the grove. Sometimes I'm out there, and they're like, okay, let's get on the bus. and they come and they eat and drink and whatever you're leaving. I go, oh, well, I eat,
Well,
drink, and food all the time. So
hang
two
on a minute.
times a day, especially because I do a big dinner. Well, coffee's in the morning and hot chocolate for the kids. And then sometimes for lunch is just a snack, like a piece of apple or oranges or whatever. And then we have dinner. So I put out dinner, and then I put
Can't
out
hear
coffee.
you with her.
Whenever I eat, they eat something.
Me too. You still ain't called in my pain meds. I gotta call them in the morning. If I don't get them tomorrow, I'll be fucking on weekend without any.
Uh-oh,
Oh,
you don't want to do that, yeah.
hope everybody hear me that. Sorry, y'all.
That's all right. Yep. So, yeah, so I know that they come by and they have some, which is good. Um, yeah, I should put, let me see if I can put the Sons of Liberties because she said she didn't have it. So let's go
Okay,
to
I'm back. I'm sorry. Sorry y'all had to hear my little business there, but I don't pull no punches about it. Y'all know I hurt. Y'all know I take medicine, so I didn't say nothing really that too bad, did I?
No, no, no. You just said you need your meds. We got it. We
All
know
right,
how
it
that goes.
takes forever. I don't know what it is with this new nurse, the new nurse practitioner I have takes her forever to send me my meds in, and half the time she's late on them. I called
Um,
Tuesday to get this so I'd have it by Friday. It's due tomorrow, and she still has not called it in.
oh,
So I'm calling in the morning and telling them, look, I need this for the days up. It's fixing to be the weekend, and I'm gonna be out, and I'm gonna be redneck crappy if I don't have it.
yes, you were like blood sister soulmates. I got you. I knew what you meant. That link is the Sons of Liberty. If anybody's interested, if you guys like that stuff, sometimes they have these great politicians on. Um, just interesting stuff. It's real information because I don't watch the news. I don't watch these fake news bullshits run by, you know, lunatics. I don't watch none of that. But I do watch like um real people giving their opinions on things, and so that's what that channel is. And so yeah. Also the 21st century suffragettes, Diane, she gives great information and she's crazy. She'll get her beers going and she gets really upset about things, but she tells you it like it is, and then she gives you her crazy opinion. And it's so funny and it just makes you laugh, but so you know the seriousness of it, but it makes you laugh and it makes you understand you're not alone in your frustrations on what's going on in the world. So I do watch them. I like them.
Yeah, Krista, it's just like my best friend.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we are. Like, she's like my soulmate, sister, wise. I don't know how to explain it.
Diane, that pickle, holy shit. Oh no, we have to show this. Diane, I'm gonna show this. Look what they had at the Dollar Tree that Diane got. They're wine stoppers. It's a pickle and a cowgirl hat. Hello. I love it. Love it, love it. I'm one of her mods on there. Yes, that's where I met you. I knew. I knew because I was like, no, I think I knew you before I even started watching the Sons of Liberty, and
Where
that's
was
because
it? I mean, I know you explained it, but who'd you meet him? Where'd you meet him at?
the 21st century suffragette,
Oh, okay.
Diane's channel where they talk, and then
I don't have that one either. I don't guess.
Oh, um. So yeah, those are those. Yeah, so, those are cool, right? I love the pickle one. I don't drink though, but I'm sure I could find something to stick in it. My olive oil or something. Hmm.
Got that little evil grin going, laugh going there.
I mean, not me on the channel. That damn pickle. Oh, it was from somebody else showed the Dollar Tree having those. I don't know. I gotta check because if the Dollar Tree has that pickle, I'm gonna have to get me one. Oh no. It's true. Yeah, but stick it in my oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Um. Yep. Kevin, what is your sign, by the way? If you tell me the sign, I will read you. Of course, you weren't here in the beginning when we played the video. We were talking about the zodiac, but it was fun. So if you tell me your sign, I will tell you who the deity ruler of your sign is. Gemini. Oh, we just read that one. I was just saying because Tammy is a Gemini too. My mother, my father, and my son are Geminis. My mother and father had two kids, myself and my sister, and we're both Aries. So funny enough. Gemini, your planetary ruler is Hermes, the messenger of the gods. It's no surprise to anyone that you have an interesting, creative way of communicating thoughts and feelings, as well as the ability to connect deeply with others through conversation. You instinctively understand people's speech patterns almost as soon as you meet them, and you can bring out the talkative side of even the shyest, most introverted person. People feel seen and heard when they're around you. So Hermes is your planetary ruler, the Greek deity. He is a messenger of God. So interesting. Yes, I did drop the video too. So of course later if you want to go back and watch the video about um all the deities and which ones rule what and a little bit about the information on it. It was not a long video, but it was a good one. Yep. All right. Mary, can I leave you talk for a second while I use the little girl's room because that coffee has kicked in?
Yeah.
No wonder I glide everywhere. I have wings. There you go.
Yeah, I watch different things on here. Now I've never been really much to watch the politics part of it, but my son's kind of got me watching a little bit of it. I'll go in and watch a little bit and kick back out of stuff. But I've never been a major political person, and I don't like to go into channels where they're bashing other people all the time. So I try to stay away from them channels, and especially the ones that are down in other people's work they do on their videos and stuff. To each their own. Let them be. If you don't like their videos, you don't have to watch them. I mean, if they fake something, they fake it. I mean, it's just something they do. If it says for entertainment, it's for entertainment. But I don't believe in faking stuff. Especially in the paranormal. But because that's what gives gives the rest of us that don't fake a bad rep and stuff like that. So, when it comes to that, that's one thing. But, just other stuff, just playing around to be faking something, to be playing around about it, that's different. I mean, let people be, don't, I just don't like bashing people or people bashing each other. It's, you get enough of that listening to people talk on the street or, so I don't do that. I like watching just plain old videos, anything that makes you laugh. Animal videos, love them. Whose hair is long now? I don't know how I even got into watching paranormal people. I've never been big into that stuff, but glad I've got met most of you. Um, wasn't it through because you didn't you watch Cab and all that and you met Boomer and all them through him? Was that maybe where you started? Because that's how I got here. I mean, even though I'm gifted, I didn't know y'all existed on here. I didn't know that paranormal was on here. I didn't never look for it. I didn't look for people that was like me because I didn't want to put it out there how I was because people they think years ago they put you with it think you're crazy
Oh, yeah.
and
Well,
they still do to
actually,
this day.
I remember how Krista started watching me is because, well, Krista and I used to always watch Nez Lover, who did artwork. And Krista does artwork, and I do my crafts. And I know that's how we met, and also at James the Fam.
Right.
So I don't know how she started watching James the Fam, but I know that's how I met Krista. Was mostly we talked at Nez's, who would do paintings. So yeah, so and then I would see
Well,
her on James the Fam. But
I started watching Omar because of Sammy. She said they lived with me at the time, and she said, "Oh, you gotta watch this. You gotta watch this." So she sent me this video, and I watched it. And I'm like, fine, I gotta watch this stuff. So I started watching him. Then it went from him, and then he had on. He was with Patty, and then for the G team, and then I'm like went from that to Lou Rock was on there with her. So it went from, and that's how I got to see him, and then from him was Cab, and then that's how I met Boomer. I met
right.
Boomer and and Lou. I just went on down the line, and
Yeah.
then from
Well,
Boomer,
that's what it used to be like. Like they used to bring people on, and then you're like, okay, let me check out this person because it's a friend of James. I started out with James, and James was um at the time the video that I saw was with James and Mo, but they were doing the spirit box. And then James went and was on Patty, and then Patty had the other guy, Time to Play. What was his name? You remember Time to Play TV? He would make all
yeah,
sorts of
time to
things,
play, yeah,
burgers.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I used to
I
go
can't
and
remember
just
his
do
name, but
his
yeah,
game nights and stuff. Yeah, but
Cole
the
or
main
what was
reason
that?
why I had started with James and then went to everyone else is because my mother had passed, and I
Was his
wanted
name
to
Cole?
uh
I,
Craig, maybe I
it's
don't
something like
remember.
that.
Something with a C, I think. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I think it was
Craig?
Cole.
I don't know, maybe Craig. Anyway, but I remember specifically going, hey, I was looking for people doing spirit boxes and communicating with the dead because I wanted to talk to my mother who passed.
Right.
And then life got ahead, I got busy with a new job and all this other stuff. And so I kind of was just watching on and off. But then my son started experiencing things uh, where his animal spirits started communicating with him. And
Right.
he mentioned it to somebody at the school, and then there was a whole big thing. And so then I had to nip that shit in the butt, and I had to explain to him what was going on. And so then I really started digging deep into them because I wanted to help him. And I took him on an exploration um, to help him, and it did. I
I
took him
remember
on this
that.
exploration. I went to the most haunted place in Long Island. I gave him a camera. I took a camera, and we went out there. And once he saw what he caught on film, he was like, "Yeah, that's the kind of things I see. So it's just spirits." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he never thought about it again. When I watched it, so that was his reaction. When I watched it, I said, "Spirits just walk around like this? I gotta find out more." And I got so into it. So he got way away from it and he could see them and stuff. Now he doesn't connect with them as much because he tuned it out, right? Because he was like, okay, this is what it is. I'm tuning it out because, I'm going to go to school and whatever. And I don't want people thinking I'm weird.
Right.
Me, I got so into it. I was like, I want to talk to them. I want to know why they're walking around. What's going on? I want to know the secrets to life, basically. So I got really into it. So it just depends, but so that's how I got into it. Talking to crystal balls. No, no crystal balls.
Mine
But
wasn't like that, but it was like because of me knowing how I was, and what I
yeah,
could do and what couldn't do. And, me not telling anybody for years and years and years, I kept it to myself, and
oh yeah,
the only ones that knew was a couple of family members, and I didn't tell them till I was 43 years
yeah,
old. So, I mean, I kept it to myself for all them years. Well,
yeah,
when I realized that there was people on YouTube doing this, and I'm like, I started watching them and stuff like that, and me and Boomer was in a chat with uh, oh God, I can't think of her name right now. Anyway, she's not still on. But anyway, and they started talking about something, and it was Diary of Her Mind was one of the. She was her co-star on there with her all the time, her co-chair person. And anyway, they started kind of channeling each other, and next thing you know, I'm channeling with them. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, because I'm picking up stuff left and right, and then Boomer was too, and I'm putting it in chat what's going on, and he's putting it in there, and all of us, and it's like, and that's just it went on from there, and then we was got I got asked to be on Cab's panel with them, and they talked me into starting a channel. Lou Rock and Boomer did, and
yeah,
so that's how I started.
yeah, yeah. Krista, see, because James in the beginning used to do dumpster diving.
Yeah,
So,
that's him.
you
That's
know,
him and Omar used to do it together.
yeah. So, you might have started off as you were watching him for the dumpster diving, not for the paranormal. And like I said, I wasn't really ever into the paranormal, like I knew it existed, whatever. I didn't have time for it until my
Right,
mother passed, and I really wanted to figure out if I just wanted to talk to her once to make sure she was okay and that
right,
she was at peace now. That's all I wanted to do, you know? And then when my son started having all these things, I was like, no, I have to help him, right? Like, we're not going to send him to the funny farm because I know these things exist. They must, you know? People die all the time. I don't understand how you wouldn't be able to have this veil thinning and all this stuff. So,
you got the arrow.
but
Went
that's
over.
how I started. And now, literally, because I've been working with the spirits for so long and feeding them and helping them and crossing them and all this stuff, they talk to me more. So now we connect more. But before I could only use devices and stuff because I didn't know how to communicate with them. And then I just had to learn, you know?
Yeah, he was, Krista, because he was fairly new at posting because um, I remember when I started watching James, he only had a few thousand people. He didn't have what he's got now by no means.
Oh
I
yeah.
started watching him. He hadn't been on. He hadn't been doing his own channel for very long because, and it just. I've been watching him for a long time. Omar didn't have. He had quite a few. He had like 100,000, I think, when I started watching him, or 200,000. But it's not like he's got now.
Yeah, yeah. Well, now it's
Uh,
funny. They started off doing something different than paranormal. Then they
right.
did a little paranormal and exploration, but now again they're like going away from the paranormal. Like Omar does when he does the farm stuff. I love watching the chickens and all that,
I
you
do
know.
too. I watch it all the time. Yeah.
I had my own ghost experience. I was on a ghost tour in South Dakota. This guy showed me his cell phone and says, "What's that?" I'm like, "An orb, dude." The guy dropped his jaw. You saw it? Yeah. If you watch my opener, um, actually, I have a short I just put out, guys. I'll throw the short link in here. It's of course like 3 minutes. Um, how do we share this?
Yeah. And I remember them doing that too. Just road tripping.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I put on a short, and it's not as easy to see because is the shorts have to be the long ways, but when I film, I go the regular way, like a video. But you could see the spirits. Anyway, so those were my best catches, and I just did the best catches in a 3 minute thing. And I'm amazed by the stuff I caught when I first started doing this that I didn't even know what the heck I was looking at, at that point. Like, what is that? You know, and by the end, I was like, no, we can't even go out without somebody saying hello to us on camera. It was like every time I went out. But then he was like, how the hell do you manage that? I'm like, because I asked.
I remember
I'm like,
how we found the
can I
two
see you on my
on that
camera? Is
spot.
it possible? I asked one, I'll never forget. It's in there. I asked a bunch of spirits one time. I told their story because it was like the oldest block in Astoria, and this woman and her husband were killed by the slave uprising and her kid and whatever. And they say she still haunts that area. So I walked down that area. I told the story, her history. I put on the spirit box a little, and I'm like, hey, can I see you guys on camera? And they're like, wait. They told me, wait. I'm like, okay. So I turned off the spirit box, and I go to walk away. And my aunt shows me this house, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And I turn around, and one flies right in front of the camera with the arms out and everything. Like you could tell, I was like, oh, that's what they wanted me to wait for. I was like, holy cow. So by that point, I would just ask them. One lady I asked, I'll never forget, I was in the cemetery, the drama cemetery. I call it the drama cemetery, but it was in Babylon in Long Island. And I asked the lady once, I said, hey, can I see you on camera? And the EVP was 6 feet down. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm going there. So with nasty day. Hey, Kyrian. We were just going over, which of course we're 2 hours and a half in already. So we played a video about the deities that rule the different zodiacs, and now we're just chitty chatting about everything under the sun. But if you tell me your sign, I will tell you who's the ruler of your sign. And then I have a great video out on it, which you can watch after. Um,
It looks
yeah,
cleaner.
so that link is the short. So if you want to look at it, Kevin, you'll see a few. the best things that I could fit in that 3 minute short that I have caught on camera, and it's super interesting. Um, Leo, like my daughter, and like Diane. Diane's a Leo. Okay, Leo. Leo, let me read it to you. Leo, your planetary ruler is Apollo, the Greek god of music, poetry, and prophecy. Because of this, you are likely to have a strong connection to your inner creativity. You might even feel like you have a direct connection with the muses themselves. You have the ability to turn just about anything into art, and this gift allows you to connect with others on a whole
Out the
new
window.
level.
That man went
Yes,
window.
the deity that rules your zodiac is Apollo, and you can read all about Apollo and the gift that he gives you for, according to the Chinese calendar, Leo. There you go. According to Hindu, it's Scorpio. Mhm.
What?
Got you. Oh, because of
Chapter
the different
6.
dates on the calendar. Yeah.
It's coming.
Huh? Oh, she's talking to Frank.
Yeah, how long else was that out there? Yeah, I am. Hang on a minute.
No problem. Yep. But I thought it was interesting too that the way that the Greeks always add their deities. And so when, like, I know sometimes like my friends like, oh well, there's only one God. And I'm like, "Mm, well, not according to the Greeks. The Greeks had tons of gods. Like, I'm not going against my culture, so to speak, by believing in deities. Like, I'm Christian, but I'm not Catholic. I'm Greek Orthodox. That's how I was brought up. Um, but I don't even go true on their faith fully because I made my own kind of, through my spirituality, I have my own kind of thing that I follow. But I've always believed in deities. It's like anything. You have to figure that the world, and this is just my opinion, but you have to figure that the world, the way it's run, came from somewhere. So because there's always like a main boss and then the guy under him, which is his helper, right? And then you have the employees, and you have all these steps to like management and below, right? I feel like that's how it is up there too, because God can't possibly be everywhere all at once, even though people say so. Um, he needs help, right? So he's appointed different deities and angels to do different jobs. So why should he do everything? Like, really, everybody needs some help. Um, that's why there's angels. That's why there's other deities. Because you need other people to help with what you're doing all the time in a company or anywhere else. So I think that the what do they call those? The structure. I think the structure, how our structure is in life, that's kind of how the structure is up there too. So I could believe that. Um, and I have to go what feels right to me. So yeah, so I feel like, you know, some people believe in saints. Now, saints are different because saints are appointed by people. So I'm not really big on the saints. But I'm big on the deities, um, and nature and animals and stuff like that. but the saints are appointed by people, right? So you know, even the Greeks have saints, but they're people. Like this one, you know, fought for this war, and because he won, we made him a saint. Well, I don't know that starting a war should be something you should be sainted about because you killed a lot of people. So, you know, sometimes you go, well, I don't know, so that's a iffy thing to me. So I don't technically go on the saints, but I'll go on the deities and stuff. So yeah, but and I know there's angels, good and bad. I was attacked by a bad one. I know one good one, and then I know some different kinds of angels like cherubs and stuff. So yeah, I know there's those kind of things. So it's all not only what you believe, but also what you see, what you understand, what you feel.
As
I
like
wasn't
Carrion put up
sure,
there,
huh?
and what Carrion put in the chat said according to Chinese calendars to Leo, according to the Hindu calendar to Scorpio. That's
Yeah.
crazy how they have different ones, and then the Chinese has one. Or the Chinese, what she did say Chinese, but isn't there another one too?
Well, well, because their calendars are different, right? So even the Greek Orthodox, the Greek go by the ancient calendar. That's why the Greek Easter falls differently than the Catholic Easter because our calendar is different. It's not because we made Easter a different day. It's because according to the ancient calendar, um, that's when it is. Because the calendars are different, the days fall differently. Now, you know, of course, it depends. But if you tell me the day you were born, I'm going by my the current calendar.
You're
um,
going by
but
Chinese version,
when I celebrate Easter and stuff, because the Greeks go by the old calendar, that's what we go by when we celebrate Easter. I don't celebrate Easter with the Catholics unless it's like every 4 years it will fall the same, like this year it did. But next year, ours could be 3 weeks off from yours, 1 week, a month. One time it was a month and 1 week. You couldn't even find any Easter stuff. You had to literally buy all the stuff on clearance after and put it away.
right?
Otherwise, you won't have any Easter stuff because a
Even all the games are
month and a half
behind.
after.
Have you noticed that?
What?
All the games that are behind in the Easter stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. And that could be, because they're also they're in a totally different well, they're in a different time zone in the game too, so that will throw you off. Because I think they're in Britain, England, Scotland. I forget. That's somewhere their
Oh,
headquarters is.
June's Journey.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's in England.
yeah, I think it's in England or Britain. They have very thick British accents, I think. So I don't know.
Right.
But the people who run it, like when they did this little video and they were talking, and I'm like, gosh, listen to their accents. Kind of sounded like the Doctor Who accent, from the 10 Doctors. So I'm like, they must be British, but I don't know. So, but
What? Really? Chicken Little. Yeah.
hmm
Oh, I'm gonna have to get off here. I'm wearing down.
yeah, we've been here 2 hours and 25 minutes. We basically said all we could say about what we were talking about. We had a
Yep.
nice chat. I really appreciate everyone coming in. Um, check out
Me
the
too.
video. It did go up, the video about this. So what I'll do is I should probably put that link in here so you guys can go to the video if you did not get to see the video. No, I don't want you to play it. I want to share it. Okay, here we go. This is the link for the video that we played in the beginning of this live stream. So it will tell you all the deities and a little bit about it, the subject that we were talking about. That's in that video. And so, yeah, and so the next time I will see you live will be Saturday. I don't know what we're doing yet, depending on the weather. Maybe I'll just have a live stream cleaning up the backyard and you guys can help me. Or if it's raining, I don't know, maybe we'll have a guest on
He's
or
gonna get
something else.
this gadget y'all gonna be able to check out soon in the backyard.
Yeah,
Once he gets it.
that'd be good.
I'm not giving away what it is, but
Don't give it away. So
not.
we shall see you guys on Saturday, and then Sunday will be Eddie and Jen's live. Let's look out for Boomer. I don't know. I saw Boomer here for a second, and then he disappeared. I might not be here next week on vacation. Well, enjoy your vacation, girl. Enjoy. We'll know that you're out in the sun and enjoying yourself, so we'll be very happy for you. So yeah, so hopefully we'll see you Saturday. Look out for Boomer. Maybe if he's feeling better, he'll be on tomorrow for improv story night. So look for him tomorrow, me Saturday, Eddie and Jen Sunday, and then I will be back Wednesday to read cards for you guys. So yeah, and Evie sent me the guidebook to that one, and it's like just little words. So I don't know. I might have to write all 80 cards. We'll see. I love you guys. Anything you want to say, Mary?
No, that's it. Good night, everybody. You said
Good
it all.
night, everyone. There you go. We said it all.
Take care.
We'll put our outro and we'll be all goody good. So let's see.
All right.
Still here? It's over. Go home.